Welcome, dealers. My name is Martin Gutierrez, and I'm the founder and CEO of Analytix. Thank you for being here today. I wanted to jump on here today and create some free content for you guys. As if you may know, last week NIADA hosted its 2024 annual convention, and during this convention, there was a session where NIADA gives some invaluable information to dealers regarding industry numbers. If you are a subscriber, if you don't know, there is a magazine called the Used Car Dealer Magazine, and this is February's issue, which you can see in my screen right now. And this magazine contains great information, a lot of value to you dealers. You might have a question that haven't found a solution to. You might find the answer in some of these magazines. They are not sponsoring me, by the way, but feel free to sponsor me if you'd like. Totally be okay with that. But anyways, nonetheless, yeah, great information from UCD. And I'm going to leave the link below so you can find this online. And basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be grabbing some of this information that NIADA provided us, and we're going to put it on the spreadsheet, and we're going to be comparing their numbers, our industry peer numbers, with a data set that I have from a client who's remained anonymous. But what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to obtain these numbers, how to crunch these numbers the way that an analyst would do, right? I love this report because it kind of gives you an overall review as the economy in the automobile industry. So they look at it in three ways. They break it down, and you can see here the first one is a macroeconomic view, right, which tells us how consumers are feeling, where they're spending their dollars. They review inflation numbers, they review consumer sentiment, debt, things of that nature, so that we kind of understand, right, what we're dealing with when these customers come into our doors. Two, they look at the macro used vehicle data, right, within the industry, and then three, they take a super micro look at the automobile industry, where they look at wholesale, retail, and buy here, pay here numbers, right? And what we're going to be focusing on today is that buy here, pay here segment. That's our bread and butter. And I think most of us in this group, that's kind of what we do, right? So without further ado, I'm also going to be linking an attachment, which is the kind of the template that we're going to be working off of. And I'm going to go ahead and share that right now. Excuse me. So what we can see here is basically I created a table view, right? And NIADA provides us with some of these values. If you see an asterisk next to one of these words here, that means that I've had to work my way into this figure based on what NIADA provided us. I'll give you an example. So they give us cash and deal, and cash and deal is on one of these graphs. And we all know that cash and deal is how much money you have in that deal, right? And I'm assuming this is post recon, right? So you want to take your total cost in car, and then when you minus your down payment, that's considered your cash in deal, right? Your hard cash in that deal. So what I had to do in order, because NIADA didn't provide us with total ACV, I basically went and added the down payment back to cash and deal to get back to my total ACV figure. And then they do provide us with recon numbers. So then I subtracted recon from my total cost to get back to my base cost as if you had purchased this at auction, right? So some of these asterisks is because I had to make my way, or it's a formula that's calculating that figure, but don't worry about it. The template is already pre-made. Unless you go in here and change something and break it, then it should work perfectly fine. Everything that you look at right now, and there you go. According to the calculation, now this biweekly payment comes out to be about $790 a month. We're going to drag that all the way down, and now we have our monthly payments. And then, like I said, we're going to do a weekly payment here. And simply to do that, we take the monthly payment, we divide that by 52 times 12. And that's how we get our weekly payment. Uh-oh. And I'm a little bit OCD, so I'm just going to leave 2 decimals there. All right. So now that we have that information, we can add that here as well. Monthly payment and weekly payment. And what we can do is we lost the formulas because we hit them, so we're going to have to write it all over again. Take the entire monthly payment. If the criteria is a month end, and based on that, right? So, and I'm gonna make a comment here. So that's basically what we created there. What we can then do is do that divided by 21, and that's kind of our averages there. So I didn't actually need that. I need this here. Hide that. Monthly payment average. And do the same thing. Just divide that by that. All right, there we go. So weekly payments, we just calculated that. Let's take that and put it right here. Really bi-weekly, we could do that as well. We didn't calculate it. Let's just get monthly here. If you wanted to get bi-weekly payments, we could. Matter of fact, let's do it because we already did it for all the other ones. So why not? Just take that, divide that by 26 times 12. And you can see that it matches with what the system gave us. All right, so and average here. And we're going to take this, divide that by that. 2 and 3, 45. All right, guys. Now, with that being said, now we're done, right? Remember, this we're going to leave off for another video. Not sure, man, I wish I would have timed it, but this probably took me anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. And now we can compare, right? We can compare our numbers to what NIADA produced. Now, keep in mind, this is very important to note here that if you are nowhere close to these numbers, that doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. There's a lot of dealers that manage different models. Now, I'm sure that NIADA is accounting for some of those in here, but ultimately, I think that more buy here, pay here dealers are, and it all starts with your model, right? Your ACV model. And I think that a lot of buy here, pay here dealers are typically between the anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 range. and there's more of those buy here pay here players than buyer payers that are doing, I don't know, $15,000 to $16,000 ACVs. So that they're going to naturally just drag down the average. So if you're a dealer that has an ACV anywhere between, 15 to 17, your numbers are going to be totally different, right? Your downs should be a lot different, right? Your sales price is going to be different. Your markup is going to be, it should be less as well, because it's just harder to sell a car with a 75% markup at that ACV price point. So just keep those things in mind. Those are all things that, don't freak out if your numbers are not in line. We can see here naturally with this dealer, there's some differences, right? For example, base ACV starts at 9,121 compared to 8,000. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of create here the differences, right? Recon isn't so far off, even though he's buying a little bit more of expensive starting point ACV. His Recon is pretty much online on par. Now, when you get down to the total cost, 950, and that starts here, right? It's kind of there. So 10,000 is his all-in ACV, and then he's doing a 75% markup. So when we're looking at markups from the industry here, you can see that it's a little bit higher than what it was for 2023. But more in line with 2022 here. So that brings it up to 18,172, and that's that $2,300 difference there in his sales price. And then now you just see the huge difference here in the down payment. Really just depends on where you are, where you're living. Traditionally, Texas dealers have really solid down payments. From what I've gathered, versus other states, right? Florida, another great place for big down payments. Georgia's is pretty good as well. And then lastly, the cash in deal, right? And again, this is a calculation where we take the total ACV and we reduce that down payment, and it's $427 less than what the industry is doing. And then here we get to the weekly payments, right? Then for example, everybody who's doing weekly payments at 103, he's at 142, just because he does have those $2,000, $2,300 additional of sales price. And then you can see the biweekly and the monthly payments. So with that being said, guys, you guys kind of saw how long that took for me to kind of get together and produce. And obviously I've been doing this quite a while now, so I got some experience, but look at how much data and how much time that took for me. I know dealers are always running around, putting out fires left and right. So the secret that I said earlier in this video, and I'm going to do a plug here to Auto Analytics. Let's go ahead and take a quick look here. Let me go back to this screen. I'll be right back in a sec. All right, guys, we're back. And like I said earlier, this was the secret kind of that I was going to tell you guys, let you guys in on. You guys saw kind of how long that took us to kind of create and compile and put together, right? Which is not hard, and if you have the time, you can easily get that information. But what I wanted to do is kind of show you, this is what Auto Analytics provides to dealers nationwide, whether you're retail, whether you're a buy here, pay here dealer, and even if, including your wholesale transactions. We capture all that information and put it in a dashboard that's easy to view, that's intuitive, that's requires no spreadsheets, none of that. And you have it right out, all at your fingertips. One of the really cool things about this as well is that if you see, nowadays everything should be in your phone. I'm going to pull up this demo here as well, and you can see the load here real quick. If you're ever on the go, you got that information right at your fingertips. All this information is right here in this device. Now, granted, it's not the best device to view it in, but if you have a tablet or one of those bigger phones, then it's great. And you don't have to do none of that. All you do is plug in your numbers. You can see in this KPI key card here that we have, we provide you with all your KPI averages at the very top. And at the bottom, it's deal by deal transactions. This can be customized and tailored to your needs. So if you have something different that you don't care for, like here, you can take it off and add whatever it is that you want to see. But basically, the whole point of this is to show you guys that this updates every single day. and you have that information like that. All you gotta do is pull out your phone, log on your computer, and see that information and how much time we would have saved by plugging in this information in to our model here. But anyways, guys, that is it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Going forward, I will be trying to provide you guys with some additional content like this. I think that, the more that we can give back to our community from the knowledge that we have, the best everybody is. If you have any questions or if you want to reach out to me, you can go to our website at www.autoanalytics.net. My email is martin@autoanalytics.net. And I look forward to speaking with you guys. Thank you very much.